We have a Coppola questions before we move on.
We have a special guest on this edition of Coppola Questions.
Nathan Jr.
Seems fitting. Nathan Jr.
Yes, little Amber Jr.
This is little Evelyn, Nigel's baby, joining us. Since it's our season finale, we have the specialist of special guests.
Why not
on
break
the show.
child labor laws? Yeah, she's like, what the?
What is happening?
What is this?
So most of my questions were answered throughout the course of the show, but I guess we'll just throw them in here. Is the demon biker real, or just a figment of H.I.'s imagination, or something that he created out of thin air?
Yeah.
What exactly is the story with this biker?
Because he interacts with other characters without Nathan there. We see him interacting with, or not Nathan, without
Senior.
H.I. there. And you see him interacting with Nathan, and then Nathan knows about him and talks about him when they meet Nathan at the end. So, I was like, I guess he summoned him? Like, his bad thoughts actually did. But then, why does he have a backstory of, like, he was a kid and he was sold into whatever the hell he was sold into for $30,000 or whatever, and became a
Maybe
bounty
it's
hunter.
like Nathan or H.I. has some sort of like psychic abilities because he does see the future later on, and
that was my other question: was he actually prophetic? Like, is he like Paul Muad'Dib, where he has like dreams about the future that are going to come true?
Yeah.
He's got psychic powers.
But why would the biker also have the Woody Woodpecker tattoo?
Are they supposed to be from the same orphanage or something? Or
maybe
like
both born into a life of crime?
Yeah, and I said that was like my critique of the movie. Like, why? I know it's funny, like it's weird having that in there. It's kind of surreal, but like, why do that when you could just as easily have the biker character not be a weird supernatural demon, and it would still fit just the same. So I'm not quite sure why they decided to go that angle with it.
Yeah, what exactly is the intent behind all of that?
Yeah, so it just seemed it was a weird thing to put in the movie when everything else is pretty like buttoned up, I guess. Like everything else just kind of fits its own weird logic. Like, yeah, there's weird stuff like them crawling straight out of a mud hole, getting out of prison instead of suffocating. But whatever, it works in the movie.
Yeah, it's funny.
But I guess if they were going
just
for
a visual gag,
cartoon logic, then sure. But even that's a little weird even for a cartoon. Like, you summoned a demon from your dreams that is a real thing and exists in this world.
Yeah. And
somehow has a backstory.
Past. Yeah. How did the biker find the bathroom that Gale and Evel were in? I guess it makes sense because they had to crawl through sewage to get out of that mud hole. So they're covered in shit. This guy's like a bloodhound and can smell really well, obviously. But then when he comes into the bathroom, he looks at the hair, Brill cream or whatever, and then
knows that's from them somehow.
Yeah, and then he knows that's them. Maybe that's him following the scent to the next place. It's like, oh, I followed the smell of shit to get here.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to follow the smell of their hair cream.
This is kind of what I figured they were implying. But then it's like, why does he even need to follow a scent? He seems like he's just a supernatural demon.
He's just magic.
Yeah.
He's kind of magic throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, how does he get out of that room so fast?
Right, he just teleports out. And then he even makes a point in the closed caption to be like bicycle engine or motorcycle engine revving. Like, he's already out and on the motorcycle and driving off in about 2 seconds.
Yeah. So he's got some, I guess we could explain that all the way of like he's got some sort of supernatural powers of some sort.
I don't think the movie needed that angle of it, other than I guess to just be funny and weird to make you go, what the fuck? Like, I guess maybe that's what they were going for.
It adds a level of mystery to the film that actually, when I was a kid, that was part of the reason I was drawn to the movie. It was like, I think I've mentioned in the past that like if I don't know if I can't explain something, somehow it makes the movie better as long as it's like something that seems like there was an intent to it.
Yeah, not
if it's
dog
just
eat dog.
like dog eat dog style, where it's
Just
like I
random
can't
thrown in.
explain this because the director hates the audience.
Yeah. Or some student thought it'd be cool to throw it in, so they threw it in.
But when it seemed like there was an intent behind it and I can't explain it, it just kind of deepens the mystique of the film and draws me back into it later on.
Yeah. It is almost like a mirror of, or an inverse of Big Lebowski, with the Sam Elliott character being like this wise, I don't know if he's God or an angel or something that shows up, knows more than he should know, and is just there to bookend the story.
Yeah.
So
the Coens do kind of use this sort of like narrator supernatural thing quite a few times throughout their films. So I don't know. Maybe it's just their quirk. It's
throw a
something they
little
like.
stamp.
My only other question is, did the biker kill that cop? And why did he kill the cop? Like, he just became a murderer of a police officer.
Maybe the cop has to
enact justice to get this baby back.
Yeah, maybe the cop would have messed the story up, so he needed to, or would have tried to stop him, or threw a wrench in his plans, so he just needed to blow him up. Because they already say he has no disregard, he has no regard for life, big or small. So he's just trying to accomplish his mission, which is get the baby. So cop was in the way, so he blew him up with a grenade launcher or something.
I guess so. Other questions?
Those are my big ones. Was the guy a real thing, or was he some demon hellspawn that was created by High, and is High actually psychic? Like, does he actually see the future at the end, or is that just him going to sleep and wishing? Which I guess he saw the biker guy show up, and then that turned out to be real. So I suppose the implication is that he does have a way of manifesting things with his dreams. So I guess we can all be happy, and that the story has a happy ending.
Yeah, it leaves you hopeful that things have turned out well for Ed and High, and they've stayed together, and I think that was the idea. Was it also kind of leaves you with questions as to whether or not this actually is their future. Will they eventually have children of their own? Yeah,
because you never actually see them; you see the back of them. So maybe maybe it's not Ed and High, it's High and somebody else, or it's two completely different people.
Or maybe it's Ed and somebody else.
Right.
And High is no longer a part of this.
I do like the interpretation that that Smalls was like his evil side that came to life, and then High blows him up in the end, and that's banishes him and becomes a good person.
Yeah. I never really thought of it that way until we started talking about it.
Because he mentions that a couple of times, that he's like he's not a good person, or Ed critiques him for not being a great person and stuff, and maybe he's trying to turn his life around. So maybe he's this is his catharsis, is dealing with this character and becoming a good person from that point forward, leaving the con life behind.
I do like that idea, and I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it kind of makes the movie even better. Thinking of it that way.